violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
But we begin this afternoon with breaking news on Detroit's east side. 2 security guards shot at a wellness center. One of them has died.
This all unfolding on Mack Ave near Mount Elliott. One of those guards, as Glenn just mentioned, has passed away.
And that's crazy, man. You just working a security job. A lot of the times they leave you ill-equipped in these jobs. So these security guards, they don't have firearms. So they can't defend themselves from a super gremlin on demon time.
7 Action News reporter Kiara Hay is live on the scene.
All right, Kiera, what do we know right now?
Well, it's just a tragic situation. You have 2 people were shot, 1 person who died doing their job, which was to protect people here at the Wellness Center in Detroit. And we're told that this is a place that treats the severely ill, mentally ill, and people who deal with chronic mental illness. We were told a man walked up to the Wellness Center but was denied entry. So he left but came back around 1 o'clock.
Uh-oh. He tried to come into the Wellness Center. They denied him, and you guys know the rest is history. We all know that you cannot, number 1 rule is you cannot tell a super gremlin to leave an establishment unless you plan to remove yourself from that situation, or y'all just gonna close the whole establishment down for the day or lock them out, because they're gonna come back, they're gonna spin the block, and it's not gonna be pretty.
With a gun.
He's had a conflict with the security guards. He had his hand kind of in his coat pocket. They asked him to open his coat pocket up, and he drew a weapon and fired shots, striking 2 individuals.
We're not sure if the suspect has been a patient at the mental health facility or if they were seeking treatment, but we do know after he shot the security guards, he took off, and police are still looking for them.
So it looks like these mental health facilities don't work, because this is a guy, he's trying to go into the mental health facility. He's denied access for whatever reason, probably because he was on demon time previously at this mental health facility. And, you know, although it helps a lot of people, there are people who feel like they've been slighted. We saw with, I don't know if you guys watched my live on Frank Abrakwa, but he was calling the mental health facility and the homeless shelter to try and get a room. And a lot of these dudes just feel like they've been slighted by these systems, by these programs and whatnot. And usually it's because they don't act a fool and then they get kicked out, and then they want to come back but they don't know how to act, and then they try and play the victim. But it's just sad that he ended up killing or shooting 2 people.
I want to make an appeal to the community to review that information, and that any information that they may have, to please call homicide.
So you're asking the community to snitch. What's the likelihood on that happening?
We are expecting Detroit police to release a description of the suspect, and when that happens, we'll be sure to update you both on air and online. In Detroit, Kiera Hay, 7 Action News.
All right, Kiera, we'll join you later for an update. Thank you.
A developing story tonight as Detroit police search for a killer who opened fire at a Detroit health care center. The gunfire rang out at Team Wellness on the city's east side. 2 security guards were shot, 1 died. 7 Action News reporter Nana Sanchez-Bonsu has more for us.
Tonight, the family of Diante Davis is going to bed without their loved one. His aunt tells me that he protected his family and the people he loved, including the staff and residents at his place of work.
This was senseless, and It's just words can't explain how I feel. Words can't explain why.
Explain why someone would walk into a mental facility and take his coworker and friend's life away.
He did not deserve this right here. Not.
Dang, so they both ended up dying. They both ended up dying, man. We have so many good brothers who are working, getting lost, getting killed by these super gremlins on demon time. Sisters too. I mean, remember the woman in Miami? Same situation. Security guard, they told super gremlin to leave. He comes back, shoots the place up. When are people going to learn that you cannot tell these people to leave or deny them access to any establishment without understanding the repercussions and calling police who actually have a gun?
Not at all, on no levels at all.
Andre Davis says him and Diante Davis spent 4 years working together at Team Wellness Center, a mental health facility that offers comprehensive behavioral and physical health services to the community. It's also a transitional home for people who are trying to get back on their feet.
That's what we're here for, to protect the people that's handicapped, mentally ill, and at duty. He loses his life on duty, trying to protect the people here.
Around 1 o'clock, Detroit police say a man walked into the center. He was asked to leave. He left and came back, and some kind of altercation took place.
He had his hand kind of in his coat pocket. They asked him to open his coat pocket up, and he drew a weapon and fired shots,
injuring one guard and killing Diante Davis.
Man, if I could turn back the hands of time and be here with him, I would have, because it usually be me when any kind of crisis, anything go on, it'd be me, Tay, and the rest of the security to try to protect the people that's here that's homeless.
Diante's aunt tells us her nephew was a good man and a father. He has 2 sons, a stepdaughter, and a baby on the way.
Wow. So he took on another woman's child, had his own kids, was working hard, and this is how the community repays him. I'm telling you, these super gremlins are on demon time.
That was his world. His kids was his world.
Davis tells me the 2 were more than just friends. They were like brothers. Here's a picture of the 2 on a night out with another friend who works at the facility.
I love him. I can't even, no fake love. I love that boy. And that's my guy. Good father, just a good person, all in general. Give you the shirt off his back.
Now, Team Wellness Center did release a statement saying that they are shocked and saddened by the events that took place today, and they are working with law enforcement to figure out what happened. Anyone with information on the shooter is asked to call police. I'm Nana Saint-Bonsu for 7 Action News.
Starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, I'm Devin Skillian in for Karen Drew. That breaking news comes from Detroit's east side where there was a double shooting just a short time ago, and now we are told 1 person has died. Tim Pamplin is there right now. Tell us what we've learned so far, Tim.
Yeah, Devin, an awful scene here. Mount Elliott and Mac, Detroit's east side. This is the Team Wellness Center, a place for the less privileged out there, the homeless, the indigent, come here to get help, medical help and psychiatric help. And this afternoon, about an hour or 2 ago, a man walks up to that door there and opens fire, shooting 2 security guards. I'm being told 1 has been shot dead, the other one transported to the hospital. Now, the man is known to the people here at this facility. He was not a resident, was not getting services here, but came up here. They put him through a protocol to screen him to get him in. That's when he pulled out a weapon, opened fire, again striking 2 security guards, killing 1 instantly. He then walked northbound here along Mount Elliott. There was belief that he was seen up near Gratiot Avenue. Police wasn't him. The investigation just getting underway. As for now, a lot of these clients have been told to wait outside. The place has been evacuated. We'll have much more coming up at 5 o'clock. Back to you, Devin.
All right, Tim. More just as soon as we learn it. If your afternoon plans, we're going to take you past Mac and Mount Elliott. You might want to avoid that area for the time being.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Much quieter scene out here at Team Wellness on Detroit's east side. The front gate is locked. While police work to find out more about this shooting, we learned about Diante Davis, the husband and father security guard who was gunned down.
We got a lot of stories, but he was silly, he was funny, you know, loved by all, and he was strong. I'm just praying for her and the kids and my brother and his mother, you know, because I still can't believe this.
When we sat down with Diante Davis, she was still in disbelief that someone shot and killed her nephew, Diante Davis.
I thought I was dreaming seriously, though, and then my sister called me, and she said she was at the scene on Mount Elliott and Mac.
Delane rushed to Team Wellness Center on Detroit's east side Wednesday afternoon. It was an emotional scene after Detroit police say someone shot Diante and another security guard in the back of the building where patients gathered.
And I ain't gonna lie, this cop right here, he looks like Eminem. But at some point, you gotta start like getting past that point of, oh, I can't believe this happened, I'm in disbelief. Like, what are you in disbelief about? This is the community. You're in Detroit. It goes down. It's wicked out here. What is there not to believe?
Diante worked at the mental health facility as a security guard for 4 years.
He was protecting the people, you know. Yeah. And he told the guy to get away, not to come back the day before. So I guess he came back and, you know, he just started shooting at the guards.
The other security guard is recovering in the hospital. Investigators say the suspected shooter was not a patient at Team Wellness. The mental health clinic said in a statement it is shocked by the act of violence and is working with police. Meanwhile, Diante Davis was expecting a second child with his wife. His aunt says Diante died protecting people he cared for and working to provide a better life for his family.
He knew they needed him. You know, I feel like he felt that he was needed there, and he was. So that's why he went every day, and for his kids and wife.
DPD is still looking for the suspected shooter. They know who he is, but they cannot release his name because of this investigation. On Detroit's east side, I'm Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News.
Absolutely. This evening, we're outside Detroit Public Safety Headquarters, where right now investigators are working to track down that suspect who's accused of shooting 2 security guards on the job. This all unfolded at Team Wellness earlier this afternoon over on Detroit's east side. One security guard died, the other in critical condition tonight. Now for co-workers, their grief is just beginning.
It's family. You know, when one go down, we all go down. And one hurt, we all hurt. You know, we take care of each other.
For employees at Team Wellness, walking into work is like walking into their second home. Now this work family is heartbroken after 2 of their own were shot on the job Wednesday afternoon. 30-year-old Diante Davis is dead. At last check, another security guard is in critical condition.
He loved his people, loved the community. Tate was just a good guy. Like, that's the saddest thing about it. He wasn't just, he's just a good guy.
Co-worker.
And like I say, man, the worst of us are taking out the best of us, and that continues to be the case. I don't know what we need to stop this type of thing from going on, but it seems like it's just a perpetual cycle. Like, this happens so often where you tell a super gremlin to leave, they don't want to leave, they come back the next day or a couple hours later and they air the block out. This is the game.
Workers like Andre Davis tell us Diante had a heart for serving his community. The young father's kids were his world.
His wife is pregnant now, and the sad thing about it is he had a set of twins, and his girl passed away. His twin girl passed away, and she's pregnant now with his son.
Detroit police say a man who's not affiliated with the mental health clinic walked up to security guards in an area where residents gather at the back of the building. Police say the man had been there before and was asked to leave, but when he came back,
he had his hand kind of in his coat pocket. They asked him to open his coat pocket up, and he drew a weapon and fired shots.
being a security officer is just as dangerous as it would be in working in the capacity of a police officer.
Mike Ayub owns.
He ain't lying. How many times have we seen these Walgreens and these CVSs get raided by these super gremlins on demon time, and they can't really do anything? And if they do, they either get disciplined by their employer, or they end up getting in a scuffle with the super gremlin and getting shot. Remember that guy who got the fighting with the super gremlin in Walmart? He ended up getting fired because they're not even supposed to engage when somebody's shoplifting. So it's a very dangerous job. He's right, especially when you got to tell these super gremlins no, or you can't come here, or pretty much have interactions where you're telling them that they can't do something.
Code 3 security. The Melvindale police officer says this highlights the need for security guards to have the latest training for guns, defense tactics, and more.
Better equipment. Companies definitely need to invest in their security officers. A lot of companies out here don't wear any bulletproof equipment like vests.
A statement from Team Wellness reads in part, "We're grateful to staff and law enforcement who quickly took action to address this dangerous situation. At this point, we're unsure why a visitor to our site would open fire, but we're working with law enforcement to get a better understanding of how and why this happened." Now, while police try to track down the suspect who's on the run, Andre is left to begin grieving.
Man, if I could turn back the hands of time and be here with him, I would have.
You probably would have got shot too if you were there.
You can just tell how heartbroken those co-workers are tonight. Now, those co-workers and other employees off camera were telling us about how that Team Wellness has had safety concerns before. We did reach out to Team Wellness.
Oh, you don't think a facility housing people with mental health issues in the community? Yeah, you're definitely gonna have some security issues and some safety doubts.
Asking them more about their safety protocols for both the residents at that mental health clinic and, of course, their security guards. We haven't heard back just yet, but if we do, we'll keep you posted. And if you have any information on who the suspect in this murder is, call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. We'll send it back to you.
And this suspect, Veronica, just to make sure, he took off on foot. So he may very well be in the area, and people really need to keep an eye open for him.
Absolutely. That is exactly what Detroit police were telling us earlier on scene. They said the community, they're really relying on the community to bring forward that information. They say that they have really relied on the community for other crimes before, and they are hoping that somebody from the community around that area saw something that could really lead police to that suspect.
Yes, hopefully sooner than later. Thank you so much, Veronica.
We have Diante Davis. He is the 30-year-old security guard who was murdered here today. He worked here for about 4 years. He has a stepdaughter. He has a young son. He has another baby on the way. The family absolutely devastated.
Your support on this. Very tragic with someone doing a detail like this that was their own security guards here. And we just make the appeal for the families. Please come forward.
Detroit police asking the public for help after an attack on 2 security guards at Team Wellness on Detroit's east side. Both shot, one killed, the other injured. The gunman is on the run.
Man, and I just hate it for this brother. I wish he would have watched my channel or watch Ak Nation's channel or anybody else who is exposing what's going on in the community. Probably could have saved his life.
It's a bad situation. Anytime you lose a life, it's just horrible. You know, the outcome is horrible. And now we're trying to track down this individual.
Police say the suspect had come to Team Wellness earlier in the day and had been turned away by the security guards. Around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, he came back.
He had his hand kind of in his coat pocket. They asked him to open his coat pocket up. And he drew a weapon and fired shots, striking 2 individuals.
For the people staying at this mental health facility, it's all very disturbing.
I was devastated, and I was wondering why it had to go like this, why everybody understand the wrong ways of living.
Now, in speaking with the family, they said it was their understanding that this individual had been thrown out of the facility yesterday. So we're still working to clarify that, but we do know from police that he has been identified. They have not given us a name or a picture yet. As soon as they do, if they do, we'll get that to you. For now, live on Detroit's East Side, I'm Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.